Hi, everyone. Welcome to Grief and Rebirth podcast. I'm your host, Irene Weinberg. And what a pleasure, and I mean this from my heart, what a pleasure to be bringing medium Cheryl Murphy back to our podcast after her very special interview on the podcast. You guys got to be sure to check it out. Cheryl is a clairvoyant, a healer, and an ordained minister, as well as a certified hypnotherapist and an intuitive facilitator. As a psychic, Cheryl is able to bridge the connection to your spiritual guides. As a medium, she can put you in touch with your loved ones. She has studied metaphysics for over 20 years, including international studies in Brazil and Germany, as well as seminars and classes in Colorado. Cheryl has also studied mediumship and advanced mediumship classes, as she loves helping people find their inner strength. Cheryl and I are going to begin tonight's event with a brief chat about connecting with loved ones on the other side. Then Cheryl will begin to communicate with as many of your deceased loved ones as time will allow. Please leave your requests for a reading, as well as any questions in the chat portion of this Zoom, so that Rachel, our techie guru for Grief and Rebirth podcast, can respond to you. And perhaps there will also be time towards the end of this event for Cheryl to answer a few of your questions. And simply for your information, you are being recorded so that those who have received messages will get a chance to hear them again. Cheryl?
Irene, thank you so much for having me. It is such a pleasure to be with you again.
Me too. The feeling is so mutual. I think I'd like to start by asking you to please explain to everyone how you work as a medium and as a psychic, because they're going to be witnessing your work right now. And do you always feel spirit around you, and do you hear them? How does that work for you?
So as a medium and as a psychic, I do feel spirit around me a lot. I was raised in a household where it was natural. We always read books about being psychic. It runs in my family. But for me personally, when I do my work, I use my clairvoyance, which is sight. So I'm using an inner seeing. I'm also using my clairaudience, which is inner hearing. And also I use clairsentience, which is clear feeling. There are a couple of more clairs, which is French for clear, by the way. There is a couple of more clairs that I do use. Sometimes I'll use clairalience, which is smelling. So for example, if your grandmother cooked a great pasta sauce in the kitchen, I might smell that, or if that person smoked. And sometimes I use my clairgustance, I can taste. That means if they took a medicine, or once again, the cooking, the sauce. So it's really whatever spirit works with me, whatever they give me. And maybe during a reading, they'll give it to me in many ways. They'll give me a hearing first, and then they'll give me an image, or then they'll bring through that spaghetti sauce, so to speak, where I can taste it and know that I've got grandmother here. So it's amazing really how intelligent the spirit world is.
It is. And when you get a visual, do you literally see like a little scene that you have to interpret? Is that how it works?
Sometimes I see an image, so like a picture image. Sometimes you see a moving image, like a movie screen. Sometimes it's in black and white, but usually it's in color. But yes, that's how I see my images. Usually it's a moving picture mostly for me. So if it's a sunrise with a sailboat, I can kind of see this boat moving across the water. Right? It's amazing,
cool.
Really. Yeah.
Oh, cool. And when you hear, is it like a strong thought, or do you hear a voice?
Well, clairaudience can be subjective or objective. So if it's subjective, only I can hear it. But I'll hear a voice. Sometimes, and the objective clairaudience is when everyone in the room can hear that voice of the spirit world. So subjectively, I do hear. I hear it not only in my ear, but sometimes you hear it in your mind, or you feel that you're hearing it. So whatever clair I'm using, I always want to go back to the feeling, to the heart of it, and that tells me more information about who I'm connecting with.
Wow, cool. And what is one of the common ways that spirit comes to us, Cheryl? And so, like for the people here, common signs they can look for.
Common signs to look for, is really the dreams is the easiest way the spirit world can connect with us. So if you have a dream about your loved ones in spirit, please don't write that off, because that's them coming through to say hello. Also, some really common signs are butterflies or hummingbirds. Not that that is your loved one, but they're sending that as a message. Another common sign is coins, right? And when we find pennies from heaven, so to speak. One time I found a penny on the sidewalk. It was from my father. I looked at the date, and it was a significant date in my life that I can understand. Of course, that would be him. That's amazing. So I always tell people, when you do find those coins from your loved ones, look at the date too. Look at the detail of the message. One more common sign is the radio music. We know that if there's a common song that you have, a favorite song, that will come through as well. And then, as you know, lights flickering or electricity, spirit can really move through that as well.
If you suddenly hear a song in your head, is that often from spirit? Is there a message to that often also?
Absolutely. It's a message from your loved ones. And, some people will ask me, well, I'm doubting it that it's from my loved one. Like, how can I not doubt? And how can I start believing that those signs are from my loved ones? And, it may take a while. It may take a while for other people. But as long as you take the item or acknowledge the lights flickering, acknowledge your loved ones in spirit, that it could possibly be them. What that does is it opens that little door of believing and knowing. And then, oh my God, they just start flooding in with all of the signs and all of the gratitude. And all we can do is acknowledge it and say, yes, thank you very much for this sign. More, please,
Right. We're never bothering them. They want to get through to us, right? They always want to talk to us. We're not taxing them or giving them stress on the other side, right?
Right. We're not holding them back in any way, If anything, they're here for us, and they want us to acknowledge, their presence. And whether it's human or pet, your pets may come through too, whether you hear their name, on the TV, or you hear someone else give that name of your pet too, know that that also is a message.
That's so cool. What do you want to give everyone some advice about how they can connect to their angels, guides, and loved ones in spirit? Is there anything special? Should everyone be meditating, or what are good ways for them to connect?
Well, meditation is always recommended just for everybody, because it helps with, resting and less stress. There's many benefits to meditation. So I definitely do recommend meditation, even if it's just 5 minutes or even 3 deep breaths. It's about learning how to be with your own energy first. Like, what does your own energy feel like? And then we can invite the spirit world to step in. But the biggest tip I could give anyone is really try to relax about all of this and be easy about all of this. It's not about trying so hard and being hard on ourselves, because we're the hardest on ourselves, aren't we? When we push and we want it to happen, but it really is about allowing it to happen and make it an invitation, and really even send the gratitude ahead of time. Thank you, angels, for being with me today. I know you're here. Let me see more of you. Let me feel you. Let me have a sign so big that I know it could be from no other. So these are wonderful ways to communicate. So I hope these tips help you out.
That's great. And then I have one more question, and on to the readings. If a person's loved one is in spirit speaks another language,
oh yeah,
how do you communicate with them? If they come through and they're German and the person is English, how do you? You speak English. How does it work?
And I've had this question asked to me before, that in the spirit world, right, it's a universal language. It's the universal language of love. So even though I'm only speaking English and I'm only understanding English fluently, I can pick up sometimes through that clairaudience that something is feeling different, or I even sense they're rolling their tongue, when you do in the other languages, the R's and also, I don't know sometimes if I'm speaking another language. I even had a reading just the other day where I gave this woman a message, and I was saying this word, like, what does this word mean? I don't understand it. And she said, well, that's Mandarin Chinese for my mother, who's from Taiwan. And that means, mother, but so I just have to go with what I'm getting. But yes, it's a universal language, right? Love is universal.
Wow, that would be an undeniable sign that you got a word like that. I had that experience once too. That's amazing. So, wow. So, Cheryl, would you like to start with some readings? I'll bet there are some very eager people here. And then when you're ready to finish, let us know and we can look at some of the questions that people might have and move forward.
Okay, very good. So, well, thank you everyone for being here tonight. I so appreciate it. I love being here with Irene, and we have Rachel helping me out behind the scenes. Just in case anyone raises their hand, we have a lot of people looking at the eyes on the screen because we know that there's a couple of pages. So just to let you know how I work, when I give information, I may give information that may apply to only one person, or maybe it is a couple of people. But if you can take most of the information, if you would please raise your hand. And how you find that is at the bottom of your screen, you see that reactions button. And you can try it now if you want. You can raise your hand and it brings you to the front of the screen. And that just makes it easier to find you. Thank you guys so much. And if you can't find the raise your hand, or if you don't have it on your computer, you can wave on the screen at me. You can wave, or you can, put the thumbs up or something like that. But raising the hand brings you to the front of the screen. That's why I love it. So thank you for practicing. So how I'm going to work is I'll give out a few pieces of information, and I'll go ahead and ask you who can take that information. And then with Rachel's help, and we'll unmute you, and then we'll start that dialogue and bring through a message from your loved ones. If you can take even a tiny bit of this information for this whole event tonight, if you can take any of that information, please know that if that resonates with you, that is still your loved one coming through. Because I mean, we can't read everyone tonight, and the spirit world knows that. So they will give me information that can apply to many, many people. So please honor those little things that you might be able to take as well. All right. So I think that makes sense to everybody. If you would please go ahead and just lower your hands now that you learned how to raise them. I think you have a lower button as well. I'd love to take you guys on just a minute or two meditation, just to kind of begin. And that way we're kind of all starting on the same page. All right. So, and I believe I would ask Rachel if you could just make me a co-host, please. And that way I have a little bit of control with the muting and the hands up and down. So yeah, just make me a co-host when you're ready, Rachel. Thanks a lot. Okay, guys, so if you would please just join me. And this is really just about gratitude and supporting one another on tonight's call, all right? So let's go ahead and gently close our eyes, or you may let them gaze at the floor. And just take a wonderful breath in of love and gratitude. Knowing that we're all in the right place at the right time, and the spirit world has orchestrated this so beautifully for us this evening. So I want you just to imagine a beautiful green light in your heart, because we're going to work with green tonight. Green is the color of love and the color of healing. And imagine that in your heart space, right in the center. And this green light is a healing light. It's for whatever it is you need this evening, and maybe even tomorrow, whatever it is, we're creating this beautiful healing light in our heart. And I want you to imagine this beautiful green light spreading now, growing over your chest area, and maybe filling your tops of your heads down to the tips of your toes with this wonderful healing light. Knowing that this light is helping you relax more, helping you open up with that open mind and open heart, breathing in health and good feeling, exhaling and relaxing. I want you to invite your loved ones in at this time. So send out that invitation of love, asking your loved ones to be here. Even your guides and angels, they're going to be here too. We're all supporting each other on the call tonight, always asking for the highest good to come through, the most appropriate information for what it is you need this evening. So with love and gratitude, I want you to take a breath in and keep that green light for yourself, but also now form a ball of green light in front of you, and let's send it out into the world. Send it up and out into the world, into the planet. Let it surround and go to those people or pets, oceans, trees, anyone, anywhere that it's needed right now. Let's send a healing out to Mother Earth. And so it is. When you're ready, take a wonderful breath in, and you may open your eyes gently and come back into the room. So here we go. And when you watch a reading or two, you'll get a hang of it really quickly, okay? So just relax and enjoy. I'll try to do as many readings as I can this evening, but we always have to follow with what Spirit wants to bring through, right? Because I'm following the spirit world. I do want to connect with a man this evening. His name is Jerry. So I don't know if there's a Jerry on the call tonight or his name is Jerry. I'm not going to look at the screen. I'm going to let you guys let me know. But I do know that he has a wife. So I do know I'm connecting with a man named Jerry. I do feel his wife might be on the call this evening, please. Now, I'm just going to connect with this name for a moment. If it means something to you, go ahead and raise your hand. I do feel that he passes suddenly or from a heart condition. And his name is Jerry. Now, if you take away the name or if you take a part of the name, I mean, you could say James or I don't know. I just feel Jerry. I heard it earlier this evening and I'm hearing it now. So if you guys, anyone can take that. Hi, Judy. And we always know it takes a moment, you know, to figure it out. Is that me, Judy? I'm going to go ahead and unmute you and then just ask you how you can understand that information, please. I asked you to unmute. Can you click on your unmute, please, Judy?
Yeah, my husband's name is Jerry, and he passed recently and had a heart condition.
Okay. May I work with you, Judy?
Yes.
And just to tell you, Judy's my favorite name, and I have a guy named Judy, just to tell you.
Okay.
I'm just saying. So it means something to all of us. But Judy, when I connect with your husband, I feel love, love, love coming through. So you guys had a really tremendous loving relationship. Is that right?
We did.
And I feel even passion, like still romantic, like he's still
Yes.
funny and romantic.
Yes.
Yeah. I still feel funny and I feel romantic with him. And I know that we talked about coins a minute ago, but I felt dimes coming from heaven or dimes or coins. Can you understand that, please? Or
yes, I can. Yes.
He even collected coins. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. You know, it's like when, I mean, this guy is amazing. His energy is all right here with me right now. I know a lot of us can feel him in the heart, and he gives you a rose. He gives you a rose, please. And he says, was it recently your anniversary, please? Or is it almost coming up, please?
It's almost coming up.
Very good. That's fine. Just to recognize that that's his information. And he wants me to tell you that he got his hair back. Like, I don't know if he had thinning hair in the back, please. Do you understand this?
He had some thinning hair. Yeah.
He got his hair back. And he talks about love, love, love. And he mentioned you're writing a tribute to him, writing a tribute for him. Can you understand that, please?
Yeah. In his service, we wrote things in his service, a tribute to him. Yeah.
Very good. I feel so much love for him, and he's very religious, I just want to say. And I don't know if I'm talking about religious or traditional. I think I may want to go more traditional with this gentleman. Like you had traditions that you followed every year. Are you connected to, I don't know where you are. Are you on the East Coast, please?
No, I'm in Indiana.
Indiana. There's something about going south, though. Going south. Do you understand?
We went to Florida in the winter times.
Very much, so much. So he feels very traditional, very traditional. And I just want to honor you with that. And he is so impressed and proud of you at how much you have moved on since his passing. Of course, he knows this was hard for you, but it feels like, have you been in contact? Something about his mother, please, is just stepping through, please. Did his mom used to live with you, Judy, or something?
No.
About the mother. Do you understand why I'm saying that around the mom?
His mother's coming through. I think his mother maybe met him there. I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna leave the mother, and because I want to go back to your husband. So I believe the message is that he's with his mother. All right, Judy?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And he knows that you pray for him and you honor him, and he toasts you. He wants to toast you, okay?
Wow.
glasses and toast you of champagne. And he does love you until the moon comes back and he brings through Jackie Gleason, right? I love you till the moon back. Can you understand that?
Uh-huh.
So please just take his love, and he knows you're wishing him well, and he's doing very well. He's doing very well, he says.
Thank you.
Judy, I'm going to leave that love with you and leave you that
Thank
message.
you. Thank you so much.
And I just want to tell you that, Judy, that while I just still have you for a moment, that Jerry came through before the event even started this evening. I just want to tell you, he came through the doors tonight, right?
And that sounds like him. I mean, he would do that.
He would do that. So
he would do that.
He is announcing himself. He's first in line here. So I know he thinks the world of you and that you're a treasure.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you. Okay, terrific. So we love Jerry. All right. So let me just see where I can go next here. All right. Okay. I have another gentleman with me, please. And I believe I have a gentleman who is an officer. So when I say officer, I mean, I have a fireman, please, or I have an officer, but I feel like I have a man in uniform and he wore suspenders. You know, suspenders brings me to that feeling of, and I also feel a fisherman with me, please, too. And I know that this is all the same person. And if someone can understand that information, please come bring that, raise your hand, please. I do feel he was a father or a father-in-law is what I'm hearing. And so if anyone can understand that, I feel suspenders, I feel firemen or uniform, that law enforcement feeling of being of service. And I know he enjoyed fishing. And I just heard the word Carol or something with the C, Carol. And I don't know if that's someone in our audience or someone that's passed. But I have to say, I'm also being drawn to someone in the audience, and her name is Adina Liu. So I don't know where you are, Adina, but I don't know where you are, but I might ask you to unmute yourself. Hi, how are you?
Hi. I don't think you can see me.
I can.
Hi.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can you understand any of that information, please?
No, with the gentleman with, no, I can't think of who that is.
But is your father passed?
No, he's still here on Earth.
Okay. All right, Adina. Well, thank God for that. Let me just,
Yes.
what I'm talking about then. I'm going to go ahead and do Adina. I don't know why I was drawn to your name. Do you understand the name, not Adina May, anyone, the name of Philip, please? So I have a gentleman coming through. I have the name of Philip. I do feel he's a family man stepping through. So if anyone can understand the name Philip, just go ahead. It may take a moment just to raise your hand. I also feel he's a family man. I mentioned that. I feel very funny. I feel like somehow he is connected to this gentleman that I brought through a moment ago, the uniform, the suspenders, the fireman. So I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to let someone, if they can, take this information. I'm going to keep going. I feel like I have a gentleman, his name, and it could be a derivative, you know, it could be something like Philip, like Phil, Philip, Philippe, something like that. I know he has daughters too, he's telling me. So if anyone can understand that, please just raise your hand or wave your hand. We're all looking at the screen. And I feel like I have a birthday that just happened as well. So can anyone understand that information with the gentleman? I do feel like he's a father coming through. I have a gentleman who's a father stepping in. And if no one can take that, I'm just going to let that wait for a moment. And then I'll work in another area and we'll bring through more information. I'm still hearing firemen. Does anyone know a fireman? Whether if I take the relationship away, maybe you have a friend or a relative that's a fireman. Hi, Pamela. Can I unmute you, please, Pamela, and just ask you to, what can you take of that information, please? Oh, and we have Mary too. Okay, Mary.
My dad was a fireman and he passed, but there's no Phil or Philip associated.
That's fine. And would your father have had a problem walking, please, as he gets older?
No.
Okay, Pamela, stay with me for a moment because I definitely know I've got a fire gentleman with me. All right. So thank you for that. And Mary, what can you understand, please?
I don't think it's me, but there
Oh.
were a couple of Phillips that related to, and a couple of people who are firemen that I know. You asked for that, but I don't.
I did.
I don't know if you want me to give you details. There was one
No.
fireman family, one who was a friend of the family, and 2 Phillips in extended family. But I don't think.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mary, because I'm looking at the chat box too. So Adina, let me just ask you to unmute, please. And what do you have, Adina?
Actually, now that you're talking, I do have a friend. He was a fireman, and he is laid to rest in the same area as my daughter.
Oh.
And he passed away a couple years ago. So I don't know if, that's the only thing I can think of, or the connection with firemen. So, and he is a father.
Okay, so we have a lot of people raising their hand. Thank you. If you'll mute, let me bring through another piece of information, because I mean, Deborah on the chat box, your father was a fireman and he couldn't walk. So I think, with that information, I do feel being drawn to you, please. Deborah, I don't know if you can unmute yourself, please, or raise your hand.
Hi, there I am.
Hi, I'm looking, but I'll let you talk for a moment. What can you take of that information?
I can't take the name Philip, but my father was a fireman. He's come through before in uniform.
Thank you.
And near the end of it, he couldn't walk.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
In a wheelchair.
Thank you. And he's in a wheelchair. Also, I think, Deborah, I want to work with you. I just feel strong with you. So if you can stay with me on the screen.
Good.
I still don't see you, but
okay. I have my kitty up here. Let's see.
Oh, we love the kitty.
My little
there we are. Thank you.
There I am.
And just to let everyone know, look, cats and animals and children, I love all of that energy. So no worries there. They just add to it because they know it's happening. I want to tell you, your dad feels like a numbers guy. For some reason, I feel like I'm really good with numbers. Do you understand that?
I do.
And how do you understand that? Was he like in accounting or something also? Like he's really good with numbers?
No, just incredibly smart.
Incredibly smart.
Yeah.
I want to say he's also kind of a betting man in some way. And I also felt very, very funny with him. Can you understand that, please?
Not the betting, but the humor, yes.
The humor, let's go. Yeah. And Adina's raising her hand again.
Oh, so no, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I didn't mean to do that.
That's okay. Thank you. So Deborah, I do feel I have your dad here because I felt walking to be big. Fireman was really big. And also, do you have his picture nearby, please, or in your home?
I do.
Please? Yeah. And is he in his uniform? Can we understand that, please?
Yeah, he's in his naval uniform.
Naval uniform, very good. So he's very patriotic, I want to say, but he's also very, very proud. Your father feels extremely proud, and he feels very, very gentle too. Like I have a little bit of a gentle teddy bear in some way, like he can be tough when he has to be tough, but to you, I feel like there was a gentleness. Can you understand that, please, Deborah? Yeah. Like he only wanted the best for you. He only wanted, he was so proud of you is what he's telling me. He's so proud of you. And I just feel like would you know him to be, I know he's a fireman, but it feels like he may have had some near-death experiences, or at least he came very close to death. Would you understand that, please, around his job, please?
Yes.
Yeah, because I feel like this really influx of smoke, and I just have to say, I feel like there's a question there. But look, he's okay. I think he wouldn't have wanted it any other way. He wouldn't have lived his life any other way, other than he would wanted to have more time with you. He says he wanted to have more time to share with you. Let me just relax for a moment. He's bringing through a watch, please, or a bracelet. Can you understand that with your dad? Would you have his watch, or if someone in the family have it, please?
Oh boy, I don't know. I might. I don't know. Yeah.
He's a man of I gotta say, your dad feels big and strong, but he's on the quiet. He's a little bit quiet. Do you understand that?
Mhm.
He's a little bit quiet until you get to know him really well. And then he's much more comfortable because I'm asking him to be, come on, can you be more comfortable with me? Because he's very respectful, your dad. He doesn't want to do anything wrong. Like he only wants to bring love. And I got to tell you, he's talking to me about your life is kind of twofold at the moment, meaning either you're going through something, please, or you would have just gone through something. Can you understand that?
Yes.
And it's twofold, but he says you're going to come out the other side, but you've had to make a decision in your life. Do you understand that? There's some decision you've had to make.
You want to know
And
what it
believe
was?
me, it feels like it's something around you moving. I don't think it's a health concern. I just want to
A
say
new house.
thank you very much.
Yep.
Says it's going to work out, please, that it's going to work out. So you've had it. It's like you've had it all along. He says he's been more proud of you than maybe at the times you're not so proud of yourself, or the times where we doubt ourselves. But that's his message to you, is just kind of keep on moving, keep on going forward. You could never make him less proud of you than he is right now. Okay.
Wow.
I'm just going to leave that with you, Deborah.
Thank you.
It's very nice to connect with you today.
Yeah, you've brought him through before, and it's like you have this magic connection to my daddy. Yeah.
Oh,
So
thank you very much for that. Thank you.
so, thank you.
I love him. And so let's just see who else I can connect with today here. Who else is coming through? Let me invite, because I know that they're with me. I know I have moms and I have children and I have loved ones coming through. Can I bring through someone's daughter, please? I feel that I have a daughter from the spirit world, and I feel like she wants to speak up and she wants to talk to her mom. Now, her dad might be here too, but or her dad might be here, but I'm just saying her mom, because that's what I'm feeling. And I keep getting the S initial. Now, I don't know if this is her name or your name. I'm not sure of that yet. But she tells me that you were with her when she passes in the hospital, please. So if I can take someone who has lost a daughter, please, who would like a reading today. And we never know who it is. Hi, Patricia, how are you? Hi, Priscilla and Patricia, 2 Ps, hi. Patricia, if you can unmute yourself, please, I'm going to ask how you can understand that information.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can, yes.
I was with my daughter when she passed in the hospital, and her dad has also passed.
Oh, and her dad has also passed. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She's a very strong daughter. This is right. Very strong is what I'm hearing. Now I'm going to put you on mute, and I'm going to ask Priscilla, only because I want to make sure I'm with the right. And look, they might be tag teaming. So Priscilla, how can you take this information, please?
Well, I have a daughter, and I was with her in the hospital when she passed. I didn't understand what you meant about the dad. Are you saying her dad's in spirit world?
No, what I was saying is maybe her father is on the call tonight. So even though I said mom, I thought maybe that father could be here also.
No,
but
he was in the room with me just a minute ago, but he's not in here right now.
Priscilla, I'm being drawn to you for some reason. May I just work with you for a moment? But Patricia, if you'll keep listening, is it true that you have problems choking? Like I want to choke or something. I want to choke. I want to have problems. Yeah.
Yeah, she was intubated.
And Priscilla, just quickly, was your daughter have a problem choking, or have a problem with choking or breathing or something?
Yeah, she wasn't able to eat. She wasn't able to eat because she would choke on it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And so what I'm hearing, and is there something with her head, please? Can you understand something around her head, please? I know I'm with you now, Priscilla, excuse me. I know I'm with you. So there's something around her head, and she says, we tried everything we could, right? We tried everything we could. And nobody gave up, and your daughter didn't give up. That's what she says. I didn't give up. And I feel stuffed animals around me, or I feel like a jewelry or a cross, like a religious symbol around me too. Please, you understand this? And she's like, she's like, Cheryl, we had so much richness with us because we had so much love. That's what she says. You know, richness is love. And that's what we had around. We had everything we needed. We had the hospitals and we had everything we needed, but it just didn't work. And they tried and tried and tried. And I even feel something, even experimental or something. Does that make sense? Or even they tried something new or different. And then I don't know what that, why we're.
They did. They tried everything they could.
Okay. So she's just giving me this so we acknowledge that, okay, that she wants you to know that she knows you guys tried everything and she tried everything. And she wants to wish you a birthday, Priscilla. Is it your birthday around the corner, please?
Well, my birthday passed July 4th. I mean, July 8th. I'm sorry.
That's fine. It either just passed or just coming up. So look, she is with you and she's very grounded. Your daughter, super strong is what I'm feeling, very grounded. And am I right that there's a memorial garden, please, in the backyard, or there's some memorial center is what she says, there's some memorial tree. I don't know. I feel like I'm by a river now. Like she takes me by a body of water. Does that make sense at all? Like, I feel like I'm in a garden, I'm near a tree, I'm near a body of water, anything like that. Like maybe you have a fountain or something.
No.
Okay, let's just put that to the side because I want to go back to her for a moment and see what her message is to you. You have to know, she's so proud of you. Like, you know, you never gave up. You never gave up. That's what she wants you to know. You have the strength of, 10 bulls, 10 mama bears is what she says. She also taps on your head. She wants you to know, I don't know if you get tapping on your head or you get the tingling from the spirit world. That's she's tapping on your head, please.
Okay.
And she loves the way you made her look. You helped her look really good after her passing. Can you understand that? She says, you took such good care of her, even in the hospital when she was getting cold, like you make sure her feet were warm and this you would read to her. But I think in some way there's some best friend feeling between you and your daughter. Can you understand that?
Yeah, she was my best friend.
She's just taking me to like hanging out together. Like we would hang out together, hanging out, walking to the mall, hanging out, hanging out in the kitchen and at home and spending a lot of time together. And you're a good teacher. She wants you to know you're a very good teacher. Okay.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. And she gives me the cross. So just to let you know, would you be religious, please? Would there be a Catholic or a faith, please?
Yes.
Am I right there? So just to let you know that she's very aware of that. And she wants you to, like, if there's one word I could leave you with tonight, it's believe, believe, believe that she's with you and that it's happening. It's real. I know she's come to you in your dreams. So please take that love. Yes.
Yes.
She's a rock star in the spirit world because, she's just amazed. She's amazed by how far she's come in life and how far you've grown or you've come in life. All right. So I just want to leave you with that. She still comes to you along with the tapping on the head or the tingling, something on your head. She flickers the lights, she says. You understand that? Please?
Yes.
You're never alone, please, Priscilla. Please know you're never alone.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to leave you with that, dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cheryl.
What a blessing to have her wear. Okay, thank you so much. So let me just move on to another person because I do feel someone else stepping in. I do feel I have a gentleman with me. I believe he's a father. I don't know if he's your father. Okay, so he was a father. But I do feel that he might be responsible for his own passing, please. So I have a gentleman who is had a hard time in life. I feel he's responsible or he has some responsibility in his own passing. He's either a father or your father, but he is certainly very nervous at this moment. And I feel he's trying this. He says, I'm trying this, to come through. He's quite brilliant. He's very sensitive. I know I have 2 people raising their hand. I love that. Thank you guys so much. So, and I have 3 now. So let me just see. I know he's, I feel like there was either medication, whether it's prescription or non-prescription, but there's some type of medicine coming in. I got a B initial, like a Bruce, or a B initial. So I don't know if that's his name, your name, or, you know, and I don't want to just keep relying on the name. I'm trying to bring through more information. I do feel he talks about his head. So I'm not sure if he fell on his head or there was a head injury as well for this. So may I just ask Jennifer for the moment to unmute yourself, please? And then you can tell me what information can you take, please?
My dad did kill himself.
Okay.
He passed away and he did hang himself. So I think of the head.
I know, and because I felt something very tight around my throat. Okay, so I do feel, Jennifer, I'm with you, but let me just continue with Brenna. Could you unmute yourself, please? And then, hi.
Hey, so if it's the person I'm speaking about, it was a gentleman friend that I was really close with, and he called me B. My nickname is B. And we just got the news last week that his case was closed, and they closed it as suicide, even though we did not think it was. But they did end up closing it as suicide. So if he's saying that, that would be confirmation almost. So.
All right. So thank you so much. And let me put you on mute. And then I think I just have two people, and I saw Joy raise and lower her hand, but I have to say that I felt my throat being restricted. So hi, Joy, what can you take, please? Hi, Joy. Hi. What information can you understand, Joy?
Very similar to the others. Actually, my brother-in-law. And I do believe he would be hesitant to come through, and was responsible for his passing.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go ahead and mute you. And I have to begin working with Jennifer only because, and I may be working with other people too. So I would just say, but Jennifer, I have to tell you the restriction of the throat is why I was hesitant in what I was saying, because I felt very restricted. I do feel he hung himself. Is this correct?
He did. Yes, correct.
And would you understand, and I hate him, and would you understand drugs, please? Or medication or prescription, non-prescription?
He had a problem with that, but primarily with alcohol.
Very good. That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. And also I feel he drank a lot. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to say I have
it's a profession.
Yeah, I feel like and believe me, when you guys say yes and no, and you communicate with me, it magnifies their energy. So believe me, I love your input. But what he's telling me is because he feels very nervous, like the chills or the hot or the when you don't drink, right? You get the withdrawals or something like that. I feel, and maybe that's the nervousness too. But he's trying this, and you understand the head, please, also, Jennifer. And do you understand the head? I had that too, please.
I'm not sure where to go with that. Other than, I think of his face, last time I saw him. So, and how I saw him.
I do want to say I might be working with Brenna next, but Jennifer, I want to say he's letting me know, because I know I have your father here. I felt the throat right away. Very brave man, and he feels very courageous. I feel he's thought about this before taking his life, and he may have even tried it before, please. Do you understand that, please?
Yeah, he battled this for quite a long time. I know he had wanted to for quite a long time, and he battled it hard, and finally succumbed.
He's just telling me that, first off, I keep hearing birthday wishes. So I don't know what that's about. I also want to say, did you lay someone else to rest lately? Like, did someone else pass away, please, recently?
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you. So just to let you know. So let me bring through his message, because he says, oh my God, you're so strong. You're that eagle flying, is what he says. You're that eagle flying. He didn't want to be a burden. He didn't want to be a burden. And he talks about that light and dark that we all talk about, and him having that struggle. And, sometimes people who have those struggles are just super, super sensitive, and we can only love them that much more and try to help them. But he says, oh no, you never gave up. You never gave up. And trying to help him, he says, okay. Sure. And he can see clearer now. He talks about, he's taking his glasses off and he goes, I can see clearer now. Can you understand that? And Yeah. And I feel like he would have owned weapons. Like I felt a knife just for a moment. I don't know. Did he own a gun or a knife or something like that?
He kept a knife. He kept a special knife, and I have it, and I actually just gave it to my son.
Awesome. So, I mean, we're all feeling your father here, and he is only asking for forgiveness, but he knows that he's asking for forgiveness for what he's done. But it was really, it's out of love it's out of love that he did it. Like he had a hard time with himself. Okay, you understand that?
Yes,
also.
I do.
It's with himself.
I definitely understand why he did what he did. I don't hold it against him.
Thank God. He talks about how brave you are, and I know his message to you is, in some way, you're going around helping other people by giving them this message. Do you understand that? Like you're spreading the word, or you're talking to other people. I don't know if you're a counselor or you're offering assistance with what happened in your life, using that as an example, please.
Yeah, I've started a nonprofit. I'm starting at the very birthing stages of a nonprofit to try and help other people that have gone through trauma. Because I've had a lot in my own life just as well. So I definitely understand him passing. A lot of people say it's a cowardly thing to do, but I never saw that in his case. I thought it was probably an extremely brave thing to do.
I only hear bravery coming from this man's mouth. Okay. I only hear bravery, not only for you, but for himself as well, because it was a real struggle, he says. And so he's with angels, he's with guides, he's with loved ones. He is something about his father's over there as well. Do you understand that? Is his dad?
Yeah. He was close with his dad.
Thank you. Wait, say it one more time.
He was close with his own father.
Thank you very much.
Who died young. He died young on my dad. So
thank you so
glad
much.
to hear he's with his dad.
He is blessing you, and he says, he's very funny, your father, I have to say. He's like, there's more there. He's like, give yourself, and maybe this is a message for all of us, but there's always more. There's more routes, there's more roads than we give ourselves credit for. Like there's many paths to love, right? It's not just we have to do one thing in life. There's many. We always have choices, he says. So he's so brave of you. I'm going to leave you with his love. He just told me that you will be attracting many, many people, in your nonprofit, like thousands of people. There might be a book coming from this. So please know that he's part of this, and he wants to contribute in any way he can. So please ask for his help. Will you please?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome, Jennifer. Thank you. Thank you. And so, thank you. So may I just work with you, Brianna, just for a moment, please? I don't know if he's still with me, but let's just see if and this was a father who was a friend, please?
He was a father, but we were actually dating right at the end, but his number one goal was being a father.
And he took his life, is this correct?
We just found out last week. Yes, that's what they closed the case on.
Thank you.
And that will make sense if he's nervous.
Thank you very much. Would you understand motorcycles with him, please?
With some of his family, yes.
I'm sorry, there's motorcycles.
With his family, yes.
Okay. And then also, is there a tattoo in his honor, please?
I'm currently have one booked to get a tattoo of his name and his memorial.
Thank you so much. So I feel like he's very spiritual. He feels very spiritual. Like he's over there going, wow, this is really surreal. What's happening? He's like, he's very innocent. He's very innocent and very charming. I have to say, he's very charming.
Yes. Very much.
And very polite. I want to say I'm well-mannered. He's well-mannered, and, ladies first, this type of feeling with him, and very well groomed. I'm hearing also very well groomed, or very into, I'm looking good today. Right. And very good with this. And he feels very, very, very excited to be here. Now I'm getting more of his excitement. I just want to tell you, I feel more excitement. And look, I feel like there's been money changing hands, if you understand, like there's either money going out or there's money changing hands.
Yes.
You can understand that. Can I ask you how you can understand that? Like, are people giving money in his honor or something? Or
yes, they did. Yes, they did. The job raised a lot of money for him.
I feel like I have the wind knocked out of me all of a sudden, because he's like, wow, thank you. Like he never realized how much light there was on this earth. So I do feel very spiritual with him. This guy prays and meditates, or at least he has a very open mind. Do you understand that? Like,
Yes.
he's very open mind. Like, he's seeing all this light in the world, on our planet. And he's very funny. He's very like self-deprecating a little bit, like he makes fun of himself. So I want to play with him. I just want to play with him. He's so fun. And I feel like he's saying congratulations to you, Brianna. Is it Brianna? Am I saying it right?
It's Brianna.
Are you starting a new job, please? Or there's something new that you're starting, is what he's saying congratulations to.
Basically my spiritual journey. He's the one that kind of guided me into that situation. So yes.
Very good. Very good. And who knows where you may take this, but he is just letting me know that angels are real, and that there's something around him and angels, and that he's going to be showing you angel wings as signs, please, if you'll understand that. I even
makes
feel like
a lot of sense.
Tattoo's going to be angel wings or something. I don't know, but there's a force behind him that he is going to be showering you with, meaning there's a power, it's power of love. And he's quite magnificent. I have to say, this man, he stands very tall and very proud. All right. And he's just thanking you for all you've done. Thank you for all you've done for him.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to leave you with his message and with his love.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brianna. Thank you guys so much. And really, what a trooper. He feels like he's a guide for you also, like you could, you feel that close to him.
Yes. Yes.
Just to tell you, he's touched you before. Like, do you ever feel him on your arm or something, or your hairs raise up on your arm, or, you feel that wind, that breeze, and you're like, whoa.
I do at work. We work together. So sometimes when we're at work, I'm like, why is my hair raising on my arm?
Amazing. He's very strong. He's very strong and he's very clear-minded, meaning I think he's very focused. I think that's what I'm saying. He's very focused, very driven. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so much love. Thank you. Okay. Let me just see who else is coming through. Is everybody doing okay? Is this all right for everyone? Yes, thumbs up. Is this okay? We keep going. Thank you guys so much. I do feel I have children coming through. Thank you so much. Meaning I have more than one child coming through. And I want to start crying, but I won't. But I feel that way because I feel I have a girl. I don't know who the other one is. I don't know yet. I just know I have two. And I feel like one of them wore glasses because they're telling me it's okay. But there are two children coming through, and there might be more children on the other side that you have. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying I have at least two. I did feel a boy and a girl. I almost feel they pass one right after the other. I feel like the boy passes first. I may be wrong there, but I'm just going to keep working. So if anyone can understand having more than one child pass or more than one child in spirit, please. And I do want to say they feel to be of adult age. That's where I'm going. So you might even be the grandparent, you might be the grandparent or something. I'm trying to find out more information with them. So can anyone understand that, please, in the beginning? That's something else. I have more than one child in spirit. And I'll just take a moment. You have two sons. Joanne says she has two sons. And Jessie Lynn says her son wears eyeglasses. Hi, Joanne, I would just ask Joanne if she can unmute yourself or raise your hand and you get brought right to the front of my screen. And the same with Jessie Lynn. But I'm
on the meeting.
Hi, Joanne. Hi, Joanne.
Hi.
Hi, I can't see you. I know your video's off, but it's dark where you are, and then Jessie Lynn as well. But Joanne, can you tell me?
I have two sons, two adult sons that they have passed away. My oldest second son, my second son just passed away on December the 31st of 19. They both passed away in December.
Oh, isn't that? I'm so sorry. So I might be bringing them through together, but did one of them smoke, please?
Yes, the oldest one.
I know I have a smoker. I have a smoker. And let me just ask who the other one, the other person was Jesse Lynn or something. You said your son wore glasses. Joanne, while I have you, did one of them wear glasses, please?
No.
No, okay. Let me just see here. Yeah, I know I have a smoker. And would you understand that one of them took their life, please, or is responsible for their passing?
I'm sorry, it faded out, your voice.
Joanne, yeah, I turned my head. Thank you. Would you understand one of them was responsible for their own passing or had some involvement with their own passing?
Yes, the oldest one did.
But do you understand it was an accident? Or does that make sense? Has that crossed your mind?
Yeah, I've learned because I had several readings, and he had a brain aneurysm, and that's all I knew. But I was told by one of the psychic mediums that he had a brain aneurysm that was caused by drugs. And so that makes sense.
And your two sons are close in age. Can you understand that, please?
Yes, they're one right after another.
And is it true that the oldest one is closest to you, please?
Yes.
And look, this is just how they're coming through. So look, if it doesn't make sense, just let me know and I'll work it. I'll work it out. Because the older one is the one speaking, or the older one is coming through stronger, I'll just say.
He always does. Always. He's never failed me.
And the younger one is quieter. Or
he's
at least
yeah,
at least stepping back. But
yes, he does that.
But I feel like I want to play sports with them, or I want to go bounce a ball in the basketball court or something.
The shy one, he was helping out with a football team.
Yeah,
I like to.
Yeah, thank you. I feel like I want to be out sports. I want to be doing something. I want to be physical with these men, you know. And right. I do know they're young boys, and I feel like you keep them together, like you keep their pictures together in your home.
Yes,
you know, like everything is in twos. Everything in your home is like for both of them, you know. And they just showed me a white dove, I want to tell you. So they just showed me a white dove. I don't know if you can understand that. I'm going to look for the meaning behind that, other than that they feel blessed to have you as a mom. I feel like there was nothing you could have done to prevent this, just to let you know. But the dove is also around healing, like they've gotten healing on the other side too, please.
Yes.
In some way they're caring for you. Joanne, are you a smoker?
No.
Someone else around you is a smoker, please, or what's happening?
Oh yes, they're my younger son. I have two more children. One's a girl and the other one is a boy. The boy is the youngest and he smokes.
I just want to tell you there that your sons that have passed, they just don't want you to be around it, or, you know, none of us, right, should be smoking, but this is what they're bringing through. Like it's just harder on the body, right? You know, I mean,
right.
It's always our choice, of course, and all of that, but that's what they're just acknowledging. And they're concerned about you right now. They're speaking about you, not so much their siblings. So if you can understand that, there's so much love about them. I feel like I want to take two halves of a heart and make it whole. So that's what I want to say, is that they're beautiful human beings. It feels like you have some portrait of them or something you've put together in their honor. Can you understand that? Like there's some collage or I don't know. I feel like you made something, or there's something you put together with their pictures.
Yes. I have pictures around my home, my living room, my bedroom. And I've had a lot of family pass on the other side. My mama, my two dads, just a lot within, I would say within 10, 15 years. But I put their picture around, and I have I'm religious Catholic, so I have them with the Jesus picture, the Saint Anthony, and I just pray. You know, I'm still her. I ask my spirit guides and my guardian angels to, like, why me? Why my kids?
Yeah.
I love them to death, and I would have died for them.
Of course. And likewise, I do want to tell you, likewise, like you have a brave family. For some reason, I'm hearing a brave family. Like all of you are in this soul group, right? And so you all, as we are with our own families, we're all in this nucleus or the soul group. But they want to tell you that you have taken charge of the family, and they so appreciate that. You've taken charge of the family and helping everyone out. And I know that this has put you on the path to learning more about, connecting with our loved ones and speaking to the afterlife. And they're very much about love is eternal. They're with you right now, and they're very brave. I feel like you have two brave soldiers in some way. They're very brave, and they want to talk about, yes, that your heart is broken, of course, since they've been gone. And we're so sorry for that. And we don't really know why our loved ones go when they go, or why. I don't know that. They're not giving me that information at this moment. But what they are telling me is how proud they are of you, because somehow you've held it together, or somehow you're moving forward. Do you understand that, please, Joanne?
I kind of lost you in the end there.
That's okay. I'm going to leave you with their love, but I just want to tell you, Joanne, they're so proud of you. They're telling me that you've been able to pick up the pieces and move forward. All right.
Yes.
Their love is still very strong. If anything, they're united on the other side. If anything, I'm hoping after today's reading, the more you connect with them, the stronger and stronger you will be able to feel them and sense them.
Thank you so much. Every little thing is so helps comfort me.
It does. It all helps. It's all healing, and it does. So I'm thankful for you too to be here tonight and to receive that. And we have everyone supporting you too, Joanne. Okay, we're all here supporting you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I am going to do a couple of more, if that's okay for everybody. I do want to definitely do a couple of more, and then we'll see where we are in time. I just want to do as many as I can for you. I did hear a Brian come through. I keep hearing dad, dad, dad. So I feel like I might be doing a reading for a gentleman tonight. But I heard the name Brian. And look, Brian might be a dad. Let me just see what else I can find. And I'm not sure if I'm with Brian. I could be with someone in the audience named Brian. I always try to just open it up to see how I'm going to connect with this person. I do feel this person has a rifle. He owned a gun. He could have been in the military. Let me just feel with this. And he could be a grandfather. Let me just see more with this gentleman, because I feel like I'm picking him up very young, like a young adult. Oh, okay. I see a high Brett. Okay. Let me just see here. All right. Can anyone understand that? And he likes Bruce Springsteen. He says he's the boss, So I know I got a comic with me, but I have a gentleman with me, and I'm very much trying to find out who I can deliver him to this evening, because he's very funny. I think he was in the military. He talks about stripes on his arm. So let me just bring this through. I'm not sure his relationship to you yet. He feels very patriotic, like I'm not sure how he passes at the moment. I believe it's from an illness. So it could be, I don't know what it is yet. It could be from a cancer, right? So I'm just feeling this information and I'm handing it to you. Hi, I see Mary Lynn just raised her hand. So I'm going to let you unmute yourself, please, and just let me see where I am. And so, it might be something else to someone else, please. But yes, how do you take that? Is it Marilyn? Am I saying it right? Marilyn?
Yes, Marilyn.
Marilyn. Hi, Marilyn. How can you understand that information please.
Well, today's Brian's birthday, which is our son's cousin, pretty close cousin. And Kevin's very funny. He likes to wear this striped socks with the flag on it. And what else?
Well, he passed from cancer after a 3.5-year battle with cancer, and his favorite photo of himself, and I don't know if this is resonating with your sense of patriotism, but I'm gonna make an attempt at showing you the photo and that he was most fond of, and it's this one.
If everyone else can agree with me, that internet connection is just not that strong. And what was the photo of? Your screen kind of went off from. Yeah. See. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Like it froze up.
Yeah. There's a little bit of an internet connection here that we're working.
Are we still with you guys?
Yes, your screen froze, but if you want to, you could just take your video off and it might strengthen your bandwidth. Oh, I see the photo too.
It's him holding a big American flag. So did you get?
I didn't get a lot of that.
Okay.
Is this your son, please?
At any rate, Kevin passed 3 years ago from after a long battle with cancer.
Okay.
Yes,
Very good.
his name is Kevin. He's our son.
Very good.
I'll try not to move the laptop. And he passed 3 years ago from cancer.
Thank you. And Brian is a cousin, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can hear you much better. So thank you. Whatever it is you're doing, I can hear so much better.
Good.
But he keeps telling me he's a brave soldier.
That
Do you understand?
is.
Yes.
And then I brought through Bruce Springsteen, like he's the boss or something. Does that make sense?
It does.
Well, thank God. I mean, it's amazing, the spirit world and the energy and the connection and the internet. I mean, it's all, you know, sometimes when spirit comes through, sometimes they affect the energy, the internet or the lights. I mean, this is part of the excitement that they have. And is it a recent, did you tell me that the anniversary of his passing is today or something like that?
It was 3 weeks ago on June 27th.
That's fine. He made me feel like it was a recent anniversary of his passing. So I think we're doing pretty good here with what's happening with our internet and the information. So what he's telling me, are the two of you in going around talking about this experience and helping people out, please? And
yes, we have been with both helping parents heal and helping fathers heal, both.
And you wrote a book.
And I wrote a book about Kevin and our experience and his experience, and then all of the signs that we've got from him after he passed.
I cannot tell you, I felt the book for sure. I cannot tell you how many people are reading your book is what he's telling me. And how many people are rereading your book? Like he shows me all these books with worn out pages because they've been flipped through so much. So I just want to tell you that we never know how we give value in this world sometimes. You know, we never know how we're going to be helping. But you have given his life so much by meaning by honoring him in this way. but also by honoring other parents is what he's saying. All right. Now there's a tribute to him coming up, is what he wants to leave you with. So is there some tribute that you're doing for him, please? Or did somebody write a song?
His birthday is on the 31st.
Okay, very good. Thank you. His birthday's coming up on the 31st. I feel like there's someone that wants to sing for him or sing to him, or, he's just giving me that information. Like,
Friend wrote a song for him.
Thank you very much. Well, I mean, look, there's no time in spirit, just as we all are learning, and that he realizes what a blessing you are. And there's still a lot of work that you guys are continuing to do, he says. So, I just feel like the people you speak to, the audience gets larger and larger and larger. Okay. So just as soon as we think we've got the routine down, all of a sudden something else wonderful comes out about what the two of you are doing. So
Thank
please.
you so much for that.
You're welcome. I'm going to leave you with that, please. And thank you for helping me and helping all of us with this reading today and connecting with your son. He's lovely.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Kevin.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Kevin in heaven. We love that.
Yeah.
I think what I'd like to do at this time is maybe I can either do with Irene. I don't know where Irene is, but hi, Irene. I can do another reading, please, or we could do some questions now, Irene. I just want to check with you and ask you.
I'm fine either way, Cheryl. I think have we got a few questions in the chat area? Have people asked some questions, or are they generally wanting to hear from deceased loved ones? Are there any questions in the chat area?
Okay. Is there anyone, if you have a question now, I think you could write a question in the chat box, please, just about, what happens in spirit world, or how do you develop, or any questions around this field, this spirit world. Put your questions in, or if you have questions even about yourself, I can try to really get through a lot of readings just by looking at the chat box. I can really try to do like if there's something you have about your life or a job, a career, a health concern.
Looks like you're getting a lot of questions here, Cheryl. That's great.
Thank you very much. And then I'll just let spirit guide me, and I'll just try to answer for the next few minutes. And then I know Irene is going to wrap up today's program, but we still have time, so no worries. I'm still with you for a little bit. I'll try to answer a lot more questions now, just because we're so grateful that you're all here. Let me just scroll through them, please. Just to let you know, Brooke Hoffman is asking, would love to get a message from my father. Brooke, I feel like, just to give you the message, I feel like there are people that gather for him all the time, and he's very aware of that. So your father is very aware of all of you gathering, and he's very happy, and he's dancing. So I just want to give you this information, like, he's so happy that he has his health back, and I feel like he's on both feet again and he's dancing again. So I'm just going to leave you that message. Gwendolyn is asking, will her job get better? So what I'm feeling for you, Gwendolyn, is just to pace yourself, please, and to give it time. We're still in this little bit of not normal feeling in our world with all of that's happening, but I do feel there's some sense of it coming back to you enjoying your job again. Okay. I'm just hearing, like, slow it down, kind of get your pace about you, please. Someone's asking, Suzanne's asking, do those in spirit world help us heal from illness? Absolutely. I think our loved ones do help us heal, and not only our loved ones, but our guides, angels, and really it's even ancestral healing. It's even ancestral healing. I mean, lifetimes, I mean, other worlds, other realms are helping us heal. Other guides that we haven't met yet are helping us heal. And really, it's our own consciousness too that's helping us heal, because we are allowing that, we're surrendering and allowing our minds and our hearts to really open up to all the possibilities. And when we do that, we invite higher healing energy in. We invite the guides, angels, loved ones, and whatever faith you are or not faith, whatever that is that you are allowing that's greater than you in, to please help. But yes, absolutely, I believe that. So that's a great question. I heard who is coming into my dreams at night. Brenda's asking me this. Brenda, I felt it's a mom coming to you or a woman coming to you, I want to say. But I did hear mom in the beginning, but I felt woman. So I don't know where Brenda is. It could be your grandmother if it's not your mom, but I felt mom. That's what I have to go with my first. Can you unmute yourself, Brenda? Let me just ask you really quickly. Is your mother in spirit?
No.
Is your grandmother on your mother's side in spirit?
Yes.
And everybody, we got it. How lovely. I just want to tell you that it's probably because it feels she was very close to your mom. Is that right? And very close with the family?
Yes.
It can be that. Yes, it can be that reason.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
I love it. I love it. We're going to put you on mute, but no, really, children and animals, if anything, and all of these noises that we hear, it's all energy and it's all love. I just want to tell you because they get excited, we get excited. So I'm just going to answer a couple more, please. And I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Brett is asking, is it best to connect with our loved one who has crossed over through our main spirit guide, or is it okay to reach out and speak and talk to our loved ones directly? I often ask my main spirit guide to contact my husband on my behalf. So I have to answer that question. It's the last question in the chat right now. The answer is yes to both. The old way of connecting with spirit, the old way of connecting with our loved ones in spirit is we would go through our main spirit guides, and then they would get the message and then they would bring it back to us. But nowadays in 2021 and beyond, we are connecting directly with our loved ones on the other side. So it's really your preference. It can be either way is the right answer. It's however you connect with your loved ones, right? It's however you're comfortable with. It's however you feel them. It's however you can feel their presence and know that they're there. That's the answer. That's the right answer. But thank you for asking. Let me just see here. I'm going to answer like one more question, Irene, and then I'll hand it back over to you. Lori is asking, when we pass, can we experience the multiverse quantum leap? And what I would say to that is yes. Because how I look at these things is that I believe our consciousness is so vast. I believe that we can experience many lifetimes in this one lifetime. I believe that we are living many lifetimes in this one lifetime, as I mentioned, and sometimes past, present, and future are all simultaneously happening. And I mean, these blow our mind, they stretch us, but it's good that we stretch our mind a little bit. So I do believe in multi-universe or quantum leaps. I do believe we can time travel. I do believe that we can contact, our ancestors that we've never met. So I do believe that anything is possible. I would always just suggest do it with a loving heart, a loving mind. I would always ask for the highest good to come, the most appropriate information. And that's how I'm going to end that question. But I think that's probably a small answer to a very big question. But thank you so much for asking. And
that's something my husband and I talked about quite a bit before he passed.
I'm sorry, say it one more time, Lori.
That's something that my husband and I talked about a lot before he passed.
Oh, well, believe me, I am sure he's just, in the stratosphere right now, just, having a ball, and he's probably going to take you there in your dreams or come to you and show you what he's found in his dreams. But I definitely believe that, and especially with your husband, your partner in spirit, you know, I feel like that could even strengthen your connection to finding and envisioning that in your meditation. So I hope you meditate, Lori, or you take some quiet time, because you know, that's amazing that you're onto something there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for being with us tonight. And Irene, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Well, there's no surprise that I've been seeing in the chat area how many people feel you're absolutely lovely and so gifted and so wonderful. And this event, they're saying this event has been incredible. And it is such a blessing on our end. I'm speaking for Cheryl and for me, and also for Rachel, that we can bring this to all of you and have you know for sure that it's not over when it's over, and that we all do continue to go on, and it is a blessing. And for all of you who now want to connect with Cheryl, I have no doubt about that, and want to have a private with her or whatever. She does psychic readings, mediumship readings, and so much more. You can connect with her at www.mediumcheryl.com. And really great news, Cheryl has a special offer for each of you in our audience this evening. So write down, she's giving a 20% discount on her 30-minute and 60-minute readings, which you can schedule through her website and use the coupon code SUMMER to get 20% off. That is, and now you see how gifted she is. What a gracious, generous thing for her to offer to everyone here. And it's only good till July 31st. So you have 9 days. Hurry up, ladies. Hurry up, gentlemen, and get on and sign up. And also, Cheryl also has many wonderful and enlightening upcoming events coming up. So be sure to check out mediumcheryl.com to find out about them also. And here's a Grief and Rebirth podcast loving heads up for everyone. I have information for you about a new women's support group, which is going to be called the Healing Table, and it is going to be arriving in your inbox soon. It will be limited to the first 50 people who sign up. And if you're interested, please email me at hello@ireneweinberg.com to let us know. And you can also check out the interesting insights-filled Grief and Rebirth podcast episodes on ireneweinberg.com. And make sure to follow us and like us, as you all must be doing as you're finding out about these wonderful events. And like us on social at Irene S. Weinberg on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. As I like to say, to be continued. Loving thanks to you, wonderful, gifted Cheryl. Many blessings to each of you, and bye for now.